one of the things I feel like we do in the church, right, is we say, we kind of like categorize all these different things. We say like, okay, what are we going to do program wise? It's like, well, let's do something for the parents of, middle school, or, and you kind of do all of this. So, one, it becomes a ton of work on the church. Like if you're going to try to like specialize in all of these different areas, like that's a ton of hours and manpower. But two, that's also kind of just devoid from, once again, what do people normally do? Like it's just natural to gather. So if you just kind of make it a normal type gathering and invite a lot of people, one, it's way less work, but two, it's much more natural. Like it's natural for kids to be running around while, the grandpas sit over here and talk about whatever they're talking about, and the moms are over here. And you just allow like real communication to be real communication rather than separating everybody. And you've already advocated for like men's groups and women's groups. That's not to take away from having some of that, but also just to say, let's just, Friday night is a place that you can gather here. And maybe you gather on something else on this Friday, but we can do it here as a church community. And then the other thing, and I don't know what you do for these events, but the one thing we decided was, and I thought this was important, is we're going to say a prayer like before the meal, but we're not going to do a Bible study at this event. And it's this idea that like, if it's a church thing, it has to be Bible study. And obviously these are two people we've heavily advocated for high intellectual theological education built into the church's structure. But that doesn't mean for something to be a Christian gathering, it has to be a specific Bible study. Right. In the same way, like hopefully your home is a place where, Bible study is cultivated and everything like that. But also like there's just a time where like you play with your kids, and I don't have to be like teaching the story of Abraham to the kids, which I do, but I don't have to do that at all times. So once again, like it's okay just to have a social get together. Like, that's completely fine.
That's my point. Exactly. I think we're trying to sort of, we're trying to Christianize things that don't need to be Christianized, right? We are Christians, and then we
un-Christianize things that should be Christianized.
That's right. Well, that's right too. So yeah, I think just to have that time together, right, to be physically present, right, to look people in the eye, to talk to them, and this is going to create real bonding in love and provide opportunities for deep conversations and for these needs. To be exposed. I'm also a big advocate of metrics. So one of the metrics that we want to measure, we ask, we just did a survey, congregational survey. How comfortable are you telling someone at church about your needs, financial or otherwise? How comfortable are you telling church leadership about that and asking for help in those kinds of situations? Like one of the things I want to see growth in, right? And I mean, it's hard to measure exactly. I say it's a metric, but I'm trying to get a sense. First of all, even asking the question already serves a purpose, that this is an expectation, that if your car breaks down and you can't afford to fix it, that you would come to us and we would help you with that as a community, right? But I want to see kind of growth in that. How comfortable are you in that? And, what sort of things might we do so that people would realize we're in this together?